obviously you're one of the best like mid-range, mid-post scorers ever. Where'd the inside pivot come from? Like it seems like whenever you catch the ball in like the wing or the block, it was always a pivot spinning on your left and using your left foot as your pivot foot so you could
Yeah,
push off your right. And I feel it seems like you always did that on
yeah.
the catch. And Stack has like praised that, said that a lot of guys kind of took that from you. Why'd you do that and why'd it work for you?
Well, I always tried to find new ways to work on my game, and I was just like, everybody was so used to me. You're taught to pivot opposite of your strong hand. So if you're right-handed, you're pivoting with your left when you face up. Well, I was a pretty strong left-handed driver, and I finished at the basket left a lot. And I was like, you know what? Instead of like wasting motion trying to pivot to the right, jab, and go left, I started working on my pivot with my right leg. And it was in the summer. I would always do it, and I like to finish left because the scout report when you first get in the league, a strong right-hand driver. And so I was like, man, I'm gonna throw you off. It threw players off because players did not practice pivoting with their left. If you were pivoting with your right leg when you are when you're a right-handed player, players didn't practice that. And so I just started practicing it. I used to shoot jumpers off of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it threw players off. It looked kind of awkward, and it threw players off. And so I just worked on it one summer, and I came back, and it was tricky. It was tricky
Super
because
tricky.
players just did not do that. And so I used that move, and it just like I put it in my game. And so I always try to find different ways to add to my game each and every year. They say, what is it you're going to do this summer to get better? And what are you going to do this summer to work on your game? And that was one of the ways I did.
Who were some of
I
your
always took pride in the footwork.
Who were some of your scoring influences that made you want to like take pride in footwork and stuff like that, and like being tricky and off schedule? Because when I think of you, I think of your game and knowing you're tricky, off schedule. You know what I mean? Doing things, and you know
Off
what I mean.
schedule.
You are a little off schedule, P. You know what I mean? Like you said, nobody has seen that before. You know what I mean? The inside reverse
All
pivot.
right.
Give me somebody,
I
give me
got a
some of
lot
your
of that
influences.
stuff. I think a huge influence on this, and I don't think I've ever told him this. Kiki Vandeweghe.
Yep.
So Kiki Vandeweghe would hold a mini camp every summer in Los Angeles, and then he moved it to
Yep.
Vegas. It would be Kiki Vandeweghe and Gergovich.
Yep.
Remember Gergovich?
Shout out Gerg.
They would do mini
Yeah.
camps here. They would do mini camps in the summer here in LA and then Vegas, and I would go to them every summer. But Kiki Vandeweghe used to show us some stuff, and he was a huge influence because if you don't know who Kiki Vandeweghe is, watch his YouTube. He was one of the best players, had great footwork, and he always
Jabs.
taught the game really well. And I watched that, and he would teach it in the summer. And I'm telling you, I got a lot of good stuff from him going to those little mini camps. So thank you, Kiki, man. You really had a big influence on the way my footwork was in the game, man, because he had tremendous footwork as a player, but he taught it also in the summer.
Balance, the rocker step. He gave you the rocker step with the
Yeah.
eyes up. He was on
Yeah, he was
balance, and
good. He was a
he
great
was
teacher.
smooth. Yeah,
Kiki Vandeweghe averaged 29.5 points per game 1 year.
You better ask somebody.
See, he got buckets.
Yeah, you better ask somebody.
Vandeweghe. People don't even know about Kiki.
Yep.